The ideas and opinions expressed in the Black Shirt podcast are not necessarily the ideas and opinions of our sponsors.
Hey, guys, we're back. That's right. Another episode of the Black Shirt podcast starring your hosts, Clint Baker and Dirk Gage.
Gage. It's pronounced French, actually.
Oh,
Sorry.
Gage. Holy smokes, man. Well, before we get started, what's up, dude? Before we get started, guys, make sure and do the thing that we do every time. Like, share, subscribe.
Post it, bop it, do all the things. Report it to the federal government.
That's right.
All the numbers of items that you can do.
All those things that you do.
Those are the good times.
Bop it? Is that one of them?
Bop it is always fine. You can bop it pretty much whenever you want.
I bop it
at any time.
At least once a day. You got to bop it.
At least. If back in my prime, I was bopping it about 6 or 7 times a day.
Hey-o. All right. I was getting weird computer lag here. All right. But I think we're back. I think we're good.
Cool guy internet? I thought you got like the fucking king's internet.
I did, which leads me to believe I'm having a computer issue. I'm wondering if my hard drive's almost full. I need to do a little doctor work on my stuff. So
eyepiece.
Yeah.
Computer. That's what the gun's gonna be called. The Apple gun. Eyepiece.
The eyepiece.
Click clack. It's $4,700. Just so you know.
It's a 22.
It's a 22 that's 3D printed
for $4,700.
$5,000.
If you didn't get the announcement before, guys, if you want to help out the channel, take a second to share with your friends on social media and click the notification bell so we can let you know about future videos. All right.
You can click any of the items that we have on YouTube, and if you watch them all the way through, that's called a view. And then when you view the videos over and over, then we profit somehow. So
yes,
try it. See how it goes. Report back. Tell us how we do.
That's right. And I'm excited, dude. I'm excited to hit 1,000 subscribers so we can start getting some super chats. Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Here's 49 Shroot bucks.
Yeah, we only need
because you said Deathstroke was gay.
I like Deathstroke. Are you kidding me?
I do too. I'm just saying, you got to do what the people want, man. You got to do. It's for the super chats.
All right. Well.
Oh man.
Well, let's talk about this new Warner Brothers deal.
Which one? The one about the movies? That
yeah.
They get to do, tell them no.
Yeah, Warner Brothers will nix same-day HBO Max releases in 2022 as a part of a new deal with Regal. Pretty much right now they're doing same-day releases because we can't go to the theaters.
Yeah, because all the movies are bad. This was all a sham. They talked to this big game about how it was going to be movies same day on HBO Max, and you were like, holy shit, that's going to change the game forever. And then they were like, it's only Tenet and Wonder Woman. And that's it. That's all you got. And now that's going to go away because they signed a deal with Regal that they'll have, what is it, a 45-day window?
Yeah, that's what they're going to have. So they basically said, okay, we're not going to protest you guys, or there must have been some kind of weird contract before ahead of time that said, hey, stuff has to go to the theaters for so long, and then but you know what, since we're living the apocalypse, we're not having people come to the theaters anyway. You guys can go ahead and you guys can release your movies on streaming sites, and we'll tolerate it right now because we get it. We can't host movies anyway, or no one's coming out, even the theaters that are open.
That might be a sign of the times. That might mean we're starting to get back to real life.
That's
hopefully.
That's basically what it is. They're estimating.
And I bet that contract's been in fucking stone since Laserdisc came out, where they were like, hey, one day you're going to be able to shoot movies into people's brains with a laser, and when you do, you got to wait 45 fucking days before you don't.
You know what it was? Theater. I bet you it was like it was probably like 30 days before, but they said, okay, we'll let you release to streaming, but now we're gonna bump it up to 45.
It was like you saw a movie in theaters and it was like a fucking year before it was out on DVD. It's like literally your whole life. You've already forgotten about the movie. And then it comes out on DVD and you're like, oh shit, I saw that last year.
And like
I remember Phantom Menace was like a year before it came out on DVD.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. I remember when stuff was going to get to HBO, it was like, yeah, man, that was like 15 years ago that movie came out, and now it's on HBO.
Oh, now it's same day. Well, it came. We saw. We got to see Tenet and Wonder Woman basically only. Were the only two movies that kind of mattered during this period of straight to home fucking blockbuster hits. Like it would have been different if it was like, yeah, fucking Avengers Endgame straight in your house for free.
Yeah.
Disney did that with Disney was a little better with that. They did that with Onward, where it was like it was on streaming sites to pay for like a week, and then it was free on Disney when you like after that. So that's a kind of cool one, but 45 days seems like a stretch.
Yeah, it seems like a long time. What was the other thing? There's Oh yeah, did you hear about the Jermaine Clement and Taika Waititi's What We Do in the Shadows spinoff? Wellington Paranormal.
Absolutely.
Heads to speaking of HBO, heads to CW and HBO Max in the first joint acquisition.
Yeah, I would love that. I'm pretty sure it's going to be good. The only thing that bothers me is that it kind of smells like that Simon Pegg show that we talked about like 7 episodes ago.
Oh yeah,
Ghost Chasers or whatever
Yeah,
the fuck
yeah,
it
yeah.
was called, and it sucked.
I didn't see it. Was it terrible?
Bro, I mean, I don't know if it's terrible, but it's not good, and it's Simon Pegg and Nick Frost together, and it was like that was like an earth-shattering thing for me to happen.
Yeah.
That was the first thing they've ever done that wasn't good. I'm talking, I've watched like every TV show and every movie and podcast and all the stuff they've ever done. And that was the first time they've let me down. And it was a big fucking letdown. It was super not good.
Taika Waititi's like, dude, that guy could take a
He's got
crap
some kind of
and I
stuff
would
right now.
he could take a crap and you would lacquer it and put it up on the wall. You know what I mean? Like that guy's
Totally. And again, but that's how like, you know, like the fucking, what is it? You fly too close to the sun. I feel like that's what happened. Like I was that way about Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
Seriously, since I was like fucking in the 9th grade, I got like a bootleg version of the British DVD of Shaun of the Dead, and I had to like play it on my PlayStation and like hack my PlayStation to change the region code so that I could watch the fucking DVD. And I was hooked from then. Literally,
Yeah.
I watched everything he ever did, and so even the stuff that I didn't love was still like theirs, and this did not feel like them. It was very like, hey, we're gonna try something different, but we're gonna still be in it. And it was just, yeah, it didn't do it for me. And if it didn't do it for me, it can't have done it for anyone else because I really love it.
because you wanted them to win.
Yeah, big
Yeah.
time. I was rooting for them, and I sat through like 4 episodes of crap. Sucked. So that's kind of
That
how I feel
sucks.
about this one with the Taika Waititi. Like, don't get me wrong, he has not struck out yet. He's hit gold every single time he's done anything.
Dude's brilliant. That guy's brilliant. His stuff is great. Like
What We Do in the Shadows is maybe the funniest movie of the past 10 years. Like I could say that with like clear conscience. Be like, that is like the funniest film that I've seen in the past 10 years.
You know, I still haven't seen that show. That movie. I've had probably 50 people tell me you haven't seen that movie yet, and
You're gonna watch it tonight after the show.
I'll go watch it after the show. It's on my list. It's just one of those that I never think about, and I end up watching something else.
Everybody has a list, but then nobody ever watches what's on the list. My girlfriend, fiance, and I just started watching Survivor because fuck the list. The list is something that people just say to get you to stop talking about something that they aren't going to watch. It's just a defense mechanism. The list.
Have you watched Lost? Y'all both watched Lost together? Because
I have watched Lost. I don't know. We haven't watched it together. I don't know if she's seen it all. I have watched Lost all the way through once, and it was a slog, but it was really good. And I feel like I could watch it again now that I don't know, as an adult male, I have like the temperament for it now.
Yeah.
When it was like, when I tried to watch it, the fucking show came out like 12 years ago. So I was like, are you 20 years old? Do you have ADD? Can you pay attention to this like crazy J.J. Abrams nightmare? No. So I didn't understand half of the shit that was going on when I tried to watch it.
Dude, that show, it's like, I remember watching that with my ex-girlfriend, and it was like, we'd watch like 6 episodes in a row, and it would be like 5 a.m, and we would be like, polar bears, what the hell was that? And then like the episode would end, and what's in the hatch? Like the episode would end, and we would be like, and both of us at the same time would look at each other and be like, "You
And
want
then, okay, one more.
one more? Yeah, okay."
One.
And then we'd both smile and play the next movie. That's a good one when you're in a relationship. Lost is a fun one.
Oh yeah, the one more factor of Lost is super pro.
This is awesome.
I feel like I did that with Hannibal. I don't know if you watched any.
I haven't seen Hannibal yet either. That's another one.
I went on a huge Silence of the Lambs stuff kick. I watched like all the movies in a row one like weekend, and then I saw that show, and it's got fucking Mads Mikkelsen in it.
Lars Mikkelsen.
Lars Mikkelsen.
Yeah.
Sorry. And is it not Mads?
Mads is the one that was in Rogue One, who designed the Death Star.
No, that's him. It's him.
His brother Lars is the villain. He's the blonde-headed guy. He's the one who's going to play Thrawn.
Huh. I don't know.
Maybe it is the other one. Maybe it is the other one. Maybe I'm getting it mixed up with another.
It's
show.
It's really good, and it's also got Lawrence Fishburne. You know it's good.
Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne doesn't play around.
Yeah. What else we got? What's next?
Speaking of which,
Lawrence Fishburne.
I just got a chime on here that is a thing that happens.
Super chat.
It's like a super chat chime, but it's something that I set up that I didn't know worked, and I don't know why it did that because I didn't hit any buttons. So I'm wondering
maybe somebody subscribed or something.
That might be what the deal is.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. I set it up and I never got it to work, and it just went off. So I don't know what y'all did.
Thumbs down.
There's
it's just somebody being like, I hate you.
We get a chime every time we get a thumbs down. I want to tell you. Have you ever?
That sound effect?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Have you ever seen the? There's a video of some local news guy, and they're doing major promo for big, for Marvel movies and stuff. It was probably for a Marvel movie, and they had Sam Jackson on as a guest, and this was a small local station, and so they're like, "Oh man, you've got this thing you're working on. This you were doing this. You're in the Avengers, and now we have." I don't know. Now we have Captain Marvel coming out where you this and with all the stuff you've got going, the Super Bowl commercial and blah blah blah. And he goes, wait, what? And he's like, the Super Bowl commercial. What Super Bowl commercial? And he's like, and he goes, wait a minute. Are you talking about Lawrence Fishburne? And he's like, and the poor anchor, he screwed up, dude. He's like, and in full on Samuel Jackson mode, he's like, oh hell no, like the most like Samuel Jackson that he could be.
Exactly what happened to me with Ian McKellen. So like I cannot fault that guy.
And he was like, oh, I guess any black man has made a little bit of money. We all look the same, right? And he goes,
other black guy.
Yeah, and the guy was like,
Lawrence fucking Fishburne.
Yeah, the guy was like, no, I mean, and he was like a local news guy. And he's like, wait a minute, you're the entertainment reporter for this station, and you don't know the difference between me and Lawrence Fishburne. It's hilarious.
You both wear a black trench coat. Let's be real. You're both same height.
Dude, it's like a cringe and then crack up because the rest of the interview, like Lawrence
lineup, you guys wouldn't be in a lineup together. Come on, give it
dude, great. Dude, Sam Jackson lets him have it. It's really fun. Look that up if you get bored. It's funny. Anyway, okay, let's move on. Marvel news. Speaking of
Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yawning sounds like Scooby-Doo. Like, we need to quit yawning, Scoob.
Damn, your Shaggy's good. So good.
All right, Falcon Winter Soldier premiered it last Friday. We didn't get on and talk about it. We've both had very busy lives, so we haven't been on.
There's no second episode out, so we're fucking fine. We totally are within the time.
That's right. We're within the time.
I wanted to watch it today.
This is why we waited, because we didn't want to do any spoilers for anyone. Right, so we were respecting you guys.
That's exactly why.
Oh man, how did you feel about it, man? How did you like it?
Okay, I dug it, but we talked about this. It's like, bro, any self-respecting entrepreneur, aka the fucking Falcon, there's no way he couldn't afford a fucking shrimp boat, man.
Crap, I forgot to load that thing up in here. Keep talking, man. I got an image. I got an
There's
image.
no way that he couldn't afford a shrimp boat. That's just a really unbelievable premise, and it felt like they kind of just did that just to have him be denied a bank loan because he's a black dude, I think. And it's like that's a solid plot device for a regular black guy, but it is not a solid plot device for a dude that works for the fucking government. Like he's got real money. There's no way that he's like, "Hey guys, can I get $800 to save my shrimp boat?" And the United States government was like, "Nah, man. I know you're Captain America now, but."
I've got the image of the Falcon. We do weddings, birthday parties, and bar mitzvahs.
Like you don't get a per diem as the fucking Falcon, bro. As Captain America, you're not getting a PD.
And also,
Like save your PDs for a couple of weeks and pay off that fucking shrimp boat.
you'd think he'd be getting that like Blackwater money. You know what I mean? Like these
Yeah,
super
he's like
specialist soldiers.
saving fucking pilots from Serbian fucking terrorists or whatever. Like flying around at the border of Libya. Like
Yeah, those specialists, those guys get those contractors. They make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year.
super money, bro. And I get it. You're a superhero and blah blah blah. I'm a nice guy, but it's like, bro, we still got to pay the bills. Everybody's got to pay the bills.
Well, he hasn't been working for 5 years. He's been gone. He was gone during the blip.
That's what I'm saying. But how much surely how much can you owe on a shrimp boat?
And what about
What's
Pepper?
the like maximum? What's the like upside down insurance on a fucking old shrimp boat from Louisiana?
You don't think he could call Pepper Stark and be like, "Yo, Pepper, could you buy this bank?"
Absolutely.
But-
I feel like when you're an Avenger, you get like a debit card that just like lets you like write shit off. Like I know you have a card that says you're an Avenger, and I'm pretty sure it is fucking linked to Tony Stark's bank account.
Yeah.
It's like Batman. When you're one of Batman's homies, you don't pay for batarangs. Those just come in the mail for free. They just get Amazon to your door every day.
How
There's a batarang fund. They just slush it out.
how did you get my shrimp boat back? I bought the bank. It's that deal.
Oh, not even that. I fucking Western Unioned you like $850.
And here's what I'm thinking.
It's my mind.
even if he's too proud, you think somebody isn't going to be like, "What? That's some baloney. Let's get on social media and set up a GoFundMe." He would buy 15 boats by the time they were done. He just saved the world. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he
Also, like, duh, like, come on, there's got to be some sort of stimulus package for people that just fucking snap back into reality.
That's
like
true.
internet.
That's true too.
Come on, we got a stimulus for fucking eating chips for the past year. This guy doesn't get one for vanishing off the face of the earth for 5 years.
I hadn't even thought of that. You know, there's going to be a stimulus package.
A stimulus check. But yeah, that was it. Like, and like the rest of it was cool. Like it's built like a movie. You watch it,
Yep.
it feels like a Marvel movie when you watch it. The jokes were good. Like I laughed a couple of times, got a couple of like real deep good chuckles. But yeah, I just couldn't get past the point that it was like, okay, we had to shoehorn in the fact that like he's still dealing with everyman problems. And it's like, okay, but that's a little too everyman. If this was like his second movie or something, he's been in the whole fucking franchise, bro. He's been here since like the second fucking Captain America movie. There's like literally somebody has to have set him up like a fucking trust fund or something.
I have enough friends that I could probably have a GoFundMe set up and buy the boat. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
wouldn't even have to go fund it. I could probably call like 4 guys and just be like, yo, dude, let me borrow a couple $100. I could do Venmo requests and get enough for a fucking shrimp boat,
you
bro.
could call Manscaper and be like, "Yo, I'm the Falcon. I use the
my
the Manscaper 5.0.
I have to manscape to be more aerodynamic when I fly.
Exactly. Exactly.
I use the Manscaper 3.0.
Well, I heard some people. There were some people that were talking. They were like, "Oh, it was kind of boring," but you know, the internet.
First episode was
Douchebags.
definitely boring.
It's got to be
It was
boring.
a little, yeah.
That's an.
It's just,
I
but
went,
when you know only 6 episodes are coming, you're kind of like, okay, motherfucker, like get to it.
I went on a whole rant last night about Snyder cut and talking about the Whedon cut and all that stuff, and talking about the difference when you have to cut something down because of time. And you don't spend time building up the story, you end up with the shallow story. Well, they don't. They pretty much did that. They're laying the foundation on the first episode. Same thing with
Right.
people that watch.
It's like they're trying to make a movie, but cut into 6 pieces.
Yeah, and it's the same thing with Clone Wars. I'm in a whole bunch of Star Wars groups. About once a week, somebody's like, "Dude, I just started watching the Clone Wars cartoons, and man, it's really hard to get to the first season." I'm like, "Dude, just stick with." And every time I quit, I used to do a real heartfelt response
Oh yeah.
and be
Come
like,
on, man, it's really good.
by season 3, it really builds up. You start to love the characters, and it's worth it. There's a payoff at the end. Now I'm like, this thing again. I don't even respond to that. But that's
See,
all.
like I commiserate with you, but then again, think about what you're asking somebody to do. You're asking somebody to watch like 24 hours of television for it to get good.
Dude,
That's different. That's different. I'm
dude.
like, fuck that.
Clone Wars.
Sometimes I will.
Clone Wars is like 25 episodes a season. It's crazy. So and
That's what I'm
you gotta
saying,
watch
is
like
they're like-
75 episodes before it starts getting good, and then it gets really good by the
See, and that's how I felt about Battlestar. Everybody was like, Battlestar Galactica is
Oh.
the greatest show ever made.
dude. Battlestar Galactica, right off the bat, I was hooked. Yeah, in.
See, not me, bro. I need to like. I want to try it again because like everybody tells me it's the greatest show ever.
It's
But like,
fantastic.
dude, I watched like an episode and I think I watched. No, there's like a movie that's like the first now.
That's actually, you're correct. That is the deal. You have to get through the movie. It's a movie length movie. It was a mini series thing, I think,
Right.
or a movie that
Like
they
an
put on
hour and a
sci-fi.
half,
Yeah,
hour,
so
45 minutes or something like that.
So it's like watching a half-assed movie, but as soon as you get to the episodes, boom, it's amazing. Like the movies is just but the show is fantastic.
So once again, you're asking me to sit through 2 hours.
Yes,
of junk.
you have to sit through it. But once you get to there is a episode, I think it's called 23, and every 23 minutes they jump. And that's they jump, they go into warp speed, like they jump to another spot. And this super suspenseful episode, they're being chased down, and every 23 minutes they have to jump somewhere, and it was fantastic. And I remember, like, I was like, God, my buddy really vouched for this show, but this Battlestar show is just kind of weak. I mean, it's okay, I guess. It's better than being at work, but like,
Right.
and then I got to that episode, and I was like white knuckling the couch. I was just, holy crap! So
Wow.
you just got to give it a little more love, and that's the same deal with Falcon and Winter Soldier. They're just building storyline. The storyline with Bucky is fantastic. He's going to therapy. He's trying to make amends with his past things he's done, and then he's
still trying to like kick people's asses though.
Yeah, it's fucking cool. And then what's crazy is his relationship with this old guy, and you're like, who is this old guy? I thought it was some guy that was like somebody that he's known for because he's 100-something years old. I thought it was somebody maybe he knew from World War II or something, or somebody.
Nah, he just hangs out with old people.
Yeah, and it turned out to be the dad of somebody that he murdered when he was and so that was like, holy crap. When all of a sudden I figured that out, I was like, oh shit, that he killed that guy's son, and now he's trying to find a way to make amends with that guy, and he doesn't have to and he tries to tell him, and he doesn't have a heart to tell him. So that's gonna be some like real drama later when this old guy, who that's like his best bud, is Bucky, and he has no idea that Bucky, when he was mind controlled, killed his son. So that's pretty crazy.
I feel like if I could like verify that if I knew that mind control was a thing, because like that's the thing, it's like everybody knows that, like they're like, okay, Purple Man, he can mind control people, or Scarlet Witch, she can mind control people if she wants to, you know. So it's like that's a generally accepted thing in the Marvel universe. They all know that it can be done. So like if you killed my dad, and I was like, and you were like, dude, it was Scarlet Witch had me under mind control, I'd be like, all right. And it's like if you were like, you got drunk and wrecked my car. It's like, all right, but it wasn't my fault. Somebody slipped me a fucking Mickey.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. You know, like, yeah, you wrecked my car. That sucks. But like, wasn't really your fault. You didn't know what you were doing.
Some people, like, if in his case, like, he's a soldier, and he is like brainwashed basically into being a soldier. Is he being mind control, or does he think that's what it is to be a soldier? So he's in the middle and he's doing his mission, and a soldier thinks like, hey, a soldier doesn't ask questions. They follow the mission. They do what needs to they got to do to complete the mission. And like, hey, this guy was in the way. I just got rid of him. He was a you know, and like now he feels guilty, but at the time it's kind of like
it might have been the right thing to do.
Yeah.
You know?
And was it a mind control issue, or was it an issue of like, I know this is probably wrong, like finding this $20 bill, but is this probably best for me to eliminate any witnesses, and I'm gonna kill this guy? It's crazy. I don't know.
But also heavy... like most average people don't have to be like an international man of mystery, so they don't know what it takes to like be a Scarlet Witch or a Black Widow kind of person of like, I'm like Stockholm syndromed into doing this forever. You know, like this is I was like, my brain was fucked up.
Or even like a 007.
It's like it's mental illness. I mean, really, you don't blame somebody that's like mentally ill for what they do because you're like, dude, the guy's his fucking brain's fucked up.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not the same. It's not the same. It's like, fuck, mentally ill guy hacks somebody up with a fucking machete. You're like, well, he was mentally ill. But if a regular person does it, you're like, God, that guy's a psychopath. You know, fuck that guy.
I wonder about like these, like, I don't know, these like CIA guys or like these spook special secret shadow government guys that go out on these missions, and that if there's a witness they got to get rid of somebody. I had to think of the right term for it, but you know what I mean, like that's some crazy stuff.
Like, on top of that, you were already one of those, and then you were frozen in a block of ice for 100 years, and then you fought like a giant robot that like tried to laser the world in half, and then you also found out that your best friend is still alive, and then you had to fight him, and like just a series of unfortunate events.
Yeah.
For this guy, first thing that happened to you, got blown off a train. Second thing that happened to you, you got turned into a fucking robot zombie.
Yeah.
Yeah. His life has not been.
He's had it rough, but he's cool now. He's nice. He went out on a date. He's made amends with people, and he's wrecking shop, taking names and getting even with the people that he's had encounters with. So.
Yeah, and he's seeing therapy, so like he's getting help. Guys, cut him some slack.
Well, speaking of people who've done some terrible things but are trying to hit the right path,
Pierce Brosnan?
No. The Disney will release Scarlett Johansson in the Black Widow in theaters and streaming in July. They thought it was going to be sooner, but it turns out it's not. But it's going to be streaming and theaters. So.
Cool. So you're not really waiting. Like you're waiting for it, but like. If they say they're going to stream it, you know you're going to get it.
Yeah, we're
getting
it.
Like, yeah, we're getting it. So there's one. That's another one for the don't care pile for me personally. But
dude, I can't wait.
What was the first one? You said Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson in
Black Widow
is the Black Widow's coming. You don't care about the Black Widow. I'm excited.
Maybe. Yeah, I'll see. It's a movie, right? It's just a film.
It's a movie. Yeah, it's going to be.
I'm sure it'll have some cool cameos and stuff. Like, yeah, it'll be cool. But like. She's just always been the least interesting. Like when Hawkeye is more interesting than you, it's like get a fucking job.
She's badass. So when she kicks ass, she's pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess I just never got over the fact that she had like a regular ass gun in the first movie. Like, and that was like, it was like everybody else had something cool. Like fucking Thor had a hammer and Cap had the shield. Iron Man had his suit. Hawkeye had trick arrows, and then she was like, "This is my regular gun that a cop uses."
Yeah,
this is Good old Glock 17.
But she will run up a villain, jump around, get her legs wrapped around their head, and then flip them over. You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty cool.
True, but then you're also like, okay, alien invasion. I'm a top secret trained assassin with fucking super fucking skills and stealth and access to unlimited funds. This is a fucking Glock 17 with 11 bullets in it. And that's what I'm bringing to the party.
Yeah, you're like, where's your adamantium, like,
boxing glove,
yeah, or something.
Something. Just a bigger gun.
Give her some claws.
Fine. It's fine to have a gun. It's just like not a little baby gun for a full blown alien invasion.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. I have 2 of them,
and my hair looks great.
Cool. Yeah, so it's like Hawkeye was like, all right, his shit blows up and electricity and nets and stuff. Like that's cool. Hers was like, I am just a cop, glorified cop that knows gymnastics.
I think she's cool. I fall in love with the characters, like the everyday characters, not the hero part, but I like when I enjoy their alias. You know what I mean? And I like her alias.
I thought her most interesting arc was like her like secret history with Clint.
Yeah.
Like I loved how they were like, hey, you remember fucking Tokyo? Huh? Like that's always the best part for me is when they're like buddy cop. Like, yeah, we used to be badasses and now we're good guys.
Tune into
like,
Tokyo.
That was always my favorite thing that she did.
Well, let's get into some DC news.
Okay. You know I love DC news.
Yeah, DC screen, back to regular screen.
Back.
And now
my face. And now your face.
I got some weird pop-up here. What's going on here?
Hot local singles are in your area, of course.
Just like I said on my other show, I was doing
Dude, I can't name any names, but a guy that I know actually fell for that and thought that this he talked to a bot for like a couple of days.
Oh no.
And he was like we talked to him. We're like, "What are you doing later?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm meeting up with this girl Sandy." And we're like,
Oh
"How'd you meet
no.
her?" And he's like, "Dude, I was on like Facebook and some fucking message popped up said hot single girl wanted to talk to me and I clicked on it and now we're going on a date."
Did he fall in love?
No, I think he lost his iPod. I'm
Oh
not sure
no.
exactly what happened out of the deal, but it didn't go well. Let's say that.
I had I've been doing on Thursdays. I've been doing a advice show with a friend of mine, Mia Harms, and it's called Answering for a Friend. And people will they'll send us questions. We'll
Mm.
and it's a lot of times it's funny stuff. Sometimes it's some serious stuff. But one of them was like, hey, I keep getting all of these sex ads. Is there anybody else experiencing this? Like, what's up with that?
You go to porn
Asking
sites
for a
too much.
friend. Yeah, we're like, dude, have you heard of private mode? Like,
Or clear your cookies out on your
or
fucking
something.
phone.
Yeah,
Nerd.
it was really funny. I was like, this poor bastard. Get it together, bro. That was funny.
Yeah, I'm old now. I get ads for like HEB.
Yeah, I'm like, mine is like, get ready for AARP
Yeah,
coming
mine is
soon.
literally like, do you need health insurance because you're getting married? You should probably look into life insurance because you're fucking old and you're gonna die.
Has your prostate been checked?
You had a finger in your butt in the past couple of years in a
Twice?
non
Twice
fun
this
way.
morning, actually. Uh, well, dude,
Uh,
some of the speaking of a finger in the butt and being excited, some of the most excitement I've seen out of you in a while is the news
this one.
that Pierce Brosnan cast as Dr.
Oh,
Fate in DC's Black Adam movie. So
God, I can't tell if they're like somebody did something and was like, "Yo, guys, we got to get this together," or if it was just like a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. But holy shit, is that a good decision? That is a great idea. Pierce Brosnan is at the exact right age to be like the old fucking drunk. Like, I used to be somebody. Like, if you don't know who Dr. Fate is, Dr. Fate's like the DC equivalent of Doctor Strange. He's like their sorcerer supreme, and he and Doctor Strange actually fused together in the Amalgam universe to make Doctor Strange Fate. He is the Nabu helmet is the gold helmet that he wears, and it grants him all of his powers and stuff. And it's an ancient, I think, Egyptian artifact that's like been passed down generation to generation, and like a bunch of different people have been it. But currently, and the one that I hope that they're gonna do, it's a fucking homeless guy that found it in a trash can. and and it's literally a fucking helmet that gives you like the infinite knowledge of the universe. And it was like a homeless dude was digging around. I think he used to be a doctor, and he like Doctor Strange like went off the rails and became like an alcoholic and like my life sucks. And then like was rooting around in a garbage can, and the fucking helmet like found his head. Like kind of it does the same kind of thing that the Green Lantern ring does, where it like finds the next worthy dude, and he was the next worthy guy. So when he's Doctor Strange, he's all prim and fucking. He's got a big fucking nice cape on.
Dr.
He's got
Fate.
super sick amulets and stuff, crazy cool medallions, and he's got like his fucking gold ass helmet. But then when he's not that, he literally is like living on the street, and he's like a bum. And I love the juxtaposition of that, of like, because like the like drunk bum part of his brain like can't handle the infinity of like responsibility of knowing everything in the universe and magical mystical forces and blah blah blah. And so it works out great. But like picture Pierce Brosnan as that. It's like perfect. The only better one you could do is like David Hasselhoff. It's like that's like the only one I could think of where if it's like, you remember the video of David Hasselhoff really fucking wasted eating that cheeseburger off
Oh
his
yeah.
bathroom floor? And he's just like blah, blah, blah. Bleh, I'm David. Fucking tear the Berlin Wall down, like that drunk. Like that's what I want Pierce Brosnan to do. I want him to be like a fucking shitbag in the alley, like drinking bum wine, like leftover, with like drinking a beer with a cigarette butt in it, and he like digs through a trash can and finds the Nabu helmet and becomes Dr. Fate. That would be amazing.
That's awesome, man. I really like Timothy Dalton in the Doom Patrol too.
I
They
love
just
Timothy Dalton.
he's fantastic. They just got to get all the X Bonds and just start casting those in all the DC movies.
Well, and so like you could see that he could like probably do that, like where it was just like just be James Bond 20 years later and nobody cares anymore. Like do Ghostbusters 2, but James Bond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You remember when
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
doing
yeah.
like birthday parties and shit and they hate their life and the fucking station's all run down? Like you just superimpose the James Bond character onto that, like I'm a prim and proper fancy man. And then, oh, I actually am a piece of, I drunk wrecked my car one day and now I'm a piece of shit. And like killed a kid and now I lost my practice and like my wife left me and fucking I suck. And I live behind this pizza shop. And yeah, so that would be super sick. And like, again, don't know if it's like that's the plan and they really, because like, again, I've told you a million times, like, DC, just do what the book says, okay?
Yeah.
It's really fucking easy. Just take the comic book that you wrote already and then do it in a movie.
That's all they got to do.
It's all you got with a lot of these. Not all of them, but most of them. It's like, dude, if you're gonna roll the dice on a minuscule character that only a certain few people care about, you got to do it right. You got to play to the source material that the only people that are gonna go see the movie are the people that already know about the fucking source material. They're gonna be like, okay, well, if it's like what I know, then I'll love it, and if it's not, then I'll yell about it on the internet for the rest of my life. That's just the way it is.
I feel pretty good about this. I honestly, I didn't know who Dr. Fate was. I know jack squat about Dr. Fate, but I know that The Rock is a big fan of this project, and he's putting a lot of this together.
I think it's like tie-in for Black Adam.
Yeah, and so
and to be fair, the only movie that I will say that DC like definitely fucking nailed was Shazam, and it was like okay, like it was good. It was really objectively good, and it was one of those that like it basically was the first 40 pages of Captain Marvel comics from the fucking 40s. Like it's just that with kids had newer clothes on. That's it. And it was really good.
It was great. It was really fun. Like that was a fun movie. Like
very fun.
It was really good.
And so it's like, okay, guys, we do the same thing, but this story about a homeless doctor who becomes like an infinitely powerful being, that's not a fun story. That's a kind of depressing story. So like, let's do that. And that kind of ties me back to that scene from the Snyder cut that everybody was talking about, that like that homeless dude sitting by the trash can that they said that Joss Whedon was kind of teasing in that was going to be Dr. Fate.
Oh, I never heard that.
It's like a scene. I don't remember which cut it's from.
Yeah,
I think it was Joss's cut. But there's like a pan of a shot, and it's a homeless guy with like a beard, big scraggly beard, and he's like digging through the trash, and he has like a sign that says like the end is nigh or something like that. And everybody was like, that looks like it would be Dr. Fate. Now that could have just been everybody fucking spitballing when the Justice League movie was coming out, but it could have been a little
teaser. Well,
it's a teaser.
Well, speaking of teasers, let's see here. Did you watch the Snyder cut?
I'm like halfway through.
You haven't finished?
My fiance's out of town this weekend. Oh. I've been working and stuff. It's hard. When you have time to watch a 4.5 hour fucking film?
I've seen it twice.
Wow.
I don't sleep.
What I've gotten through so far, I haven't seen a ton of differences. I've seen some like that were like, okay, cool. Like, what's his name? Not Killmonger. Fucking Clem Hazard? No. Beowulf? No.
Steppenwolf.
Steppenwolf. What is their song? What was their big hit? Steppenwolf? Fucking Smoke on the Water or something. Anyway, he looked a lot cooler.
Way cooler. Way cooler.
Way cooler. Then I also that scene with Batman teaming up with Deathstroke was kind of neat, and like the dark timeline Batman with a machine gun was super sick.
Yeah, that's at the very, very end.
That's what I'm saying. I've watched, but I was like half paying attention through at least half of it because I was laying in bed with my fiance and I was tired. So I feel like I comprehended about half of it. I think I got to the part where they had like just saved all those hostages, like the first like team mission. Yeah. That's like where I got to that I like remember. Everything else was like I was drunk and not awake.
Well, I watched it and I loved it. Of course, you're gonna say, yeah, Clint loves everything, but there was some really.
When's the last time you hated something?
No, well,
We're gonna find something.
Yeah.
We're gonna find.
No,
I can't wait to bring something up, and you're gonna be like,
I
Doctor Fate. Doctor Fate's gonna come out. You're gonna be like, bullshit.
this is
I hated
garbage. Hawkeye, it's a dumpster fire.
it.
Uh, no, man, I could see why Ray Fisher was pissed. I'll just put it,
Cyborg guy.
yeah, because
See, everything I was up to was literally just like normal, the same as the first time around.
no,
Like,
man, like there's a lot of story that deals with the Flash and deals with Cyborg, and you know Cyborg's dad in this movie is a fantastic actor. He's awesome. He was in
the guy from Terminator 2.
he was in the I don't know. I don't remember that. I remember,
Yeah,
but
he's the guy that gives him the hand.
he was in Scandal. I know
In The
that
Lat.
he plays Command in Scandal. But he's a awesome actor, and everyone is fantastic in this. And like so,
Did they clip his part a little or something?
they
'Cause,
did
I
it in the
genuinely
Snyder
just, like,
cut
didn't
in
fucking notice.
in the Joss cut, and like the rant I went on last night is basically this is. And we've talked about this before, but it's like the Marvel had 10 years to tell origin stories and build up their stuff, and then they threw everybody together to do a super force super team movie. And DC said, "Hey, we need to do that.
We want to do that.
We want to make
too.
money too." And
We haven't put any time into building a universe.
yeah,
though.
you haven't built the universe. So then Snyder starts making this movie that he's tasked with doing, and then it starts taking too long because he has a huge ass story to tell. To make it a good movie, you got a lot of story to tell. So he starts telling it, and then they're like trying to get him to cut it down. And then and then the tragedy happened with his daughter, and then he bowed out of the show. So then they throw Joss Whedon in there. They're like, okay, make this movie even better, because now we have the Avengers guy to make our Avengers movie, because we want our Avengers.
Right.
It's like when and I put the example. It's like when Columbia Records says, hey, MCA Records has a Blink 182. We want one of those. Hey, sign these
Right.
bands so we can do our cheap version of that, because we want the money. And then they start looking at the formats of their songs and doing all these things to copy what the other guys do. That's basically what happened with Warner Brothers. And so long story short, we want our team up movie. Well, it's going to take a long time to tell. No. We want it to be 2 hours. Well, I can't tell that story in 2 hours. Too bad. We want it in 2 hours. Like, yeah, but I can't do that. Okay, cool. We'll get this guy. Joss, do it.
You know what's fucked up though?
So-
is that you could have told that story in 2 hours. I could have.
Yeah, well, you can, but there's but when you watch the Snyder cut, you're like, holy shit, it's a well-rounded story.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to finish it tonight.
It's really good.
I'll have to pick up where I
The
started. Or where I left off.
the difference is you actually care about the characters. You can do, and it's kind of like I said this too, but it's kind of like Scorsese was like, oh, comic book movies or amusement park rides, they're not real cinema. This felt like real cinema, and instead of being like a popcorn movie, this worked as a popcorn movie, but it was a lot more dramatic, and you actually cared about the characters, and they introduce all these things, makes you care about those characters. So it was fun.
You ready for me to do Justice League in 25 seconds? All right. Set the fucking timer.
Okay, and and I'll close with this though on that. It's just I loved it, and I've put a video out yesterday that said that people are trying to team or put Joss Whedon and Snyder. It's like Snyder cut versus Whedon cut.
Right. They both worked on the same movie. They were just both shoveling the same pile of shit.
Exactly the villain of this thing was actually Warner Brothers, because they put the parameters in place, and
Right.
and Snyder got lucky that the internet went crazy, and
Well, Marvel will also just be like, "Hey, you guys need 3.5 hours? No problem."
yeah, exactly. And
Like,
but you
yeah,
got
sure, take
but
as
you
long
got
as you fucking want.
some suit over there was like, nope, we want this thing to be 2 hours, period. And it's like,
Yeah.
dude, what about the storytelling? We're telling, I don't care, it's gonna be 2 hours, and I'm like, you're a fucking moron. So anyway, go ahead. What were you gonna say? 20? You said 20 seconds.
Time me. 25 seconds.
Okay.
Ready?
Hold on. Before you go,
Sure.
hold on. I gotta. Why? Because I have a sound effect.
What, fucking clown horn?
No, it's a. There it is. Timer clock. All right, cool. Go.
steady, go. Okay, you open up with Darkseid being chased by the Green Lanterns through the fucking galaxy. He falls to Earth. The Mother Box is what he's chasing, and the Green Lanterns are chasing him as he chases that. Mother Box falls into fucking Themyscira, and the Amazons fight over it. And the last-ditch effort, they boot it across the fucking planet, and it falls into, guess what? Gotham fucking City. Apocalypse shows up in Gotham. Batman shows up to try to stop him. Green Lantern flies in to help Batman. They both get their ass kicked. Batman calls Superman on a fucking cell phone and says, hey, I heard about you through the grapevine. You should probably deal with this big fucking strong guy. Then Superman shows up. They go toe to toe. He almost beats him, but not quite. Batman, Superman, and the Green Lantern all kind of like run away, but they can't find the mother box. He can't find the mother box. They find out that Cyborg is taking control of the mother box and is using it to research Darkseid. Then Cyborg calls them all together and also includes Wonder Woman and Aquaman in the conversation for fun. And then they all, as a team, go fight fucking Apocalypse together. Or Darkseid, sorry. The end.
That was 26 seconds. You got the buzzer. 20. You said 25. It was 26 seconds.
I had to put Aquaman in there. If I had left him out, it would have been fine.
If you would have,
I guess I left out the Flash too, but he can show up whenever you want.
If you would have cut Aquaman out, it would have been like you don't like Samoans or something. It would have been racial.
I don't like big, strong, cool guys with long hair and tattoos.
Good-looking dudes.
Good-looking.
Yeah, it's
like that's easy. Like it's so easy pickings for like the biggest baddest dude that ever was showed up. It's such an easy like come together movie. They did it with the Avengers. Yeah. It was literally like, okay, hey, none of us we're all loosely affiliated. None of us really hang out, but this is a threat that qualifies that all of us work together. So let's do it. And that's it. That's all you need. It's not that hard.
They even introduced. They even kind of let you know about Steppenwolf's hardships, like how he's on the outs.
Tried to betray Darkseid.
Yeah, and he got busted. Then he's got to earn his way back into his good graces, and that's all the poor Steppenwolf. That's all he's trying to do is just get back into good graces. He's been exiled, and so you're like, man, I even feel for this guy. I feel for this guy. I feel for Cyborg's problems. His parents, his dad was never around.
I also feel like the Themyscirans should have had a better like exit strategy for that, where they were like, we know this is a really dangerous thing, and our best thing is to like put it in a fucking building and then push it off a cliff.
Dude,
that's it. That's all we got.
Dude, the Amazons were freaking badass. They're like,
it was awesome, but it was very like, that's the first line of defense. Don't you think they should have been like the last guys in like? Surely we should have had like the strong dudes in front.
First off, arrows. Like I feel like that thing should have just already been underground, deep underground, But
also, you got like no magic, like no nothing, not a single lasso of truth, none of those like kinds of things. Like y'all didn't really. I didn't feel like you busted out the fucking arsenal. It was like we shot at him with a couple of arrows, and then we tried to run away from him on a horse, and that didn't. And oh my god, that didn't work.
I did love the. Amazons, show him your fear, and they're like, we have no fear. Who? Like it was like,
yeah. No, that was very tight, but it was just like, obviously you guys are not gonna win this, and if you knew that the threat was this, they fought them before. That was the thing. There's no excuse. Y'all have already fought this guy, and you like barely won last time with a Green Lantern and a god. And another guy, like you had all kinds of more shit last time, and you thought that when this popped back open, you guys were going to be able to handle it by yourself. It's like, okay, cool. Definitely not. Dude, Wonder Woman, the like main strong one, is not even there.
Yeah, where's she at? Dude, you got to finish
watching.
She's
a fucking statue.
She comes. Museum. She's gonna show up. Well, dude, I loved it.
Any minute.
I loved it. You got to find a good day where you're just like, you're hungover or something, and you're like, we're not doing shit today. We're gonna watch Wonder Woman and eat pizza all day long. That's what we're doing.
How much longer we got on this app? Because I could start it tonight if we are done.
We're almost done. I'm gonna go off briefly, real quick, about some of the crazy shit with HBO. There's an article with HBO and AT&T, and it kind of like you have a lot of people. Here, I have my phone over here. You got a lot of people that are like, well, there was Ann Saranoff. She's the CEO of Warner Brothers. She did an article in Variety, Daily Variety, and she pretty much just said, "Yeah, okay, yeah, we're done with the Snyderverse, and we're moving forward, and we're looking at different filmmakers of carrying this thing on, and it's kind of done." And a lot of people are like, hey, there it is. It's done, guys. Get over it. And then there's other people that are like, no. And what's weird is I read this article from Small Screen, which is a channel that I subscribe to. They're fantastic. Guy from England.
Shout out to Small Screen.
Small Screen. What's up, man?
Bow,
And
bow, bow.
I've actually messaged him and sent him links to our stuff, and he's actually been real cool and messaged back. He's a cool dude. But he breaks down what's going on in this article.
Well, yeah, they're in kind of a rock and a hard place because they have to choose between rebooting something that sucks or starting all the way over again.
Yeah, and basically, why hasn't Warner Media been praising Zach's work and celebrating incredible numbers of Justice League? What's going on at Warner Media? Who's in charge? Who's the head of content at HBO Max? There's all these questions, and pretty much what it boils down to is there's a gag order in place where there's he pretty much describes there's like a civil war going on at Warner Brothers. At
people who like the Snyder Cut and people who don't.
Yeah, and it's
just like real life.
And it's Warner Media. Yeah, exactly. But the way that company is divided, so pretty much AT&T purchased Time Warner in 2016 for $85.4 million and created Warner Media. And Warner Media consists of like HBO, TBS, TNT, True TV, HBO Max, and then they also have some movie companies and stuff.
Like
and
all the shitty channels and the HBO.
Yeah, that's just like that's kind of the TV part of it. But then there's also movie parts like DC and things that are and Warner Bros that we know of that does movies and all these things all under the umbrella of AT&T. And so you've got all these execs. So there's like a round table. And they all have to agree unanimously to get anything to work. And so you've got some people like Walter Hamada at DC, they didn't want any of the Snyder Cut stuff to go through, but the people at HBO Max were like, dude, this is great. There's so much internet momentum. We released this. We're going to get a buttload of subscribers on HBO Max. So let's do this. They're the ones that gave the money. Where DC Films is like, fuck off. We're trying to do J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot. We're trying to work with them. We've got all these plans, all these new writers and new filmmakers, and now you're gonna bring this old shit back. Like we've already tried to get past this. The internet won't let it die, and now all of a sudden this other team that is like side by side, not under us, but side by side under the main umbrella of AT&T is now going to do the Snyder Cut. Okay, well maybe everybody will shut up now and they'll get their Snyder Cut. Now everybody's like, yeah, now they're like, bring back the Snyderverse. And so the deal is here's the deal. You got like Tony Emmerich is the chairman of Warner Brothers Picture Group. You got Jason Kilar, who's the CEO of Warner Media. You've got Ann Saranoff, who's the CEO of Warner Brothers, which is a subsidiary of Warner Media, and now she just got promoted to CEO of Warner Media Studios. So I don't even know where that falls. And I wanted to make a chart to put up here so you could see like the tree and see where everybody was.
Just put the Charlie Day conspiracy chart from fucking Sonny on there.
You got Walter Hamada, who's head of DC Films, and then you got Casey Bloys, who's chief content officer of HBO Max, who would normally be in charge.
Okay, how many of these people are there?
There's a bunch. So this guy,
and I wrote them all down.
Yeah.
So
this guy would normally be the one who greenlights projects for HBO Max. That's his job. But then you have other people that are in there, and then
fucking you get nothing.
Yeah, and so long story short is you got the other people that are looking at moving forward and not wanting to fuck up their plans. They've got plans for this universe. They're like, okay, we're gonna get this guy writing this, we get this guy writing this. This is how we're gonna proceed with our Hamadaverse, as they're calling it, and as the internet's calling it. But then you still have the guys that are stoked on all of the views that the Snyderverse is getting, or that Snyder Cut's getting on HBO Max right now.
So it's basically Democrats and Republicans.
Yes, and it's also their own people's own private interest. It's like, fuck you guys in the film section that deal with.
We make $100 billion if this happens.
Yeah, they're like, we don't care about the movies part. We're worried about the streaming service, because if I hit my marks, I probably get bonused or something. So you got Kylar and Bloys want the Snyderverse for HBO Max exclusives, and the rest, and then the other guys are looking more at J.J. Abrams to continue the universe with other stuff. So it's really funny. There's like people are butting heads, and these HBO Max guys would like to be praising the Snyder cut,
But they can't.
but they can't because they have
It's
gag orders in
conflict of
place.
in-
So
it's conflict of interest.
so
Yeah.
apparently there's a big mess, and it's a big clusterfuck because AT&T has just absorbed so many companies that you've got heads of all these companies, and everybody's egos are butting heads. So it's a crazy time over at HBO Max. So who knows what the hell's going to happen? That's all I
Well,
gotta say.
they're gonna lose all their cool exclusives in fucking a couple of months when movie theaters open back up, and then we won't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah, let's get rid of this.
Be going to the movie.
Let's get rid of this COVID. So anyway, so that's a little bit of the drama. So again, I said I was going to do a shout out also to Juliana from AT&T. She's the AT&T rep that helped me out in upgrading my internet service. So now I got that.
Hey, thanks, Juliana.
Thanks,
We
Juliana.
didn't just spend 45 minutes talking shit about your company. I also have buddies at Warner Brothers, and I'm just like sitting here like, poop on them. We're never gonna get a sponsor.
Well, let's wrap it up, dude. I know you got stuff to do. Go watch some go watch some Snyder Cut action.
Snyder
and
Cut.
real quick,
Yeah.
guys,
Make sure don't
you
care.
yeah.
Do it.
like, share, subscribe, click the notification
Follow.
bell, follow, do all that stuff. We're back
What's the
to
other one. Timer. There's a timer you can set. I don't know.
here. I just hit the timer sound effect,
No,
so
you
it's
can
just
set a timer that tells you whenever we're gonna come on the air or some
Hit-
shit.
hit
I
the
don't know.
notification.
Just do that too. Do all of those.
yeah. So when you go out and watch the Snyder Cut, make sure you're on the right website.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to watch Snyder Cut tonight. It's just gonna take me a little while because obviously it's such a long movie, and I can't find my controller.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well, guys, we'll see you next week.
we'll see you next week.
All
Goodbye,
right.
everybody. Thanks
Another
for
episode of the
nothing.
Black Shirt Podcast.
See you never, nerds.
Later. Woo!
And cut. Maybe.
Subscribe, gang.
Sub fucking scrib.